In weight training, there's this concept called a deload week. It means when you go to the gym, you do about half the work you normally would. You still go to the gym, you're just doing less weight or lifting the same weight less times. The idea is to give your body some time to rest and recover so that you can come back with more motivation and energy the next week. Some people use it to punch through plateaus, like if they haven't been able to lift more weight in a while, they run a deload week, and then the next week, they've got more energy, they're more motivated, and they come through and punch through those plateaus. It can also help avoid the burnout that comes with just constant weight training. The other day, in the place where most good ideas come from, that being the shower, I realized this same concept seems to apply to business and life in general. We all drive ourselves so freaking hard every week trying to grow our business, make our clients happy, doing all this stuff that we have to do to keep our business running, and we never just stop and chill for a bit. And I feel like that's been even worse during COVID when travel isn't as common or you're not going out to different events. For me, travel and networking events were almost a bit of a break from the normal work that I do. But now it's kind of just go, go, go all the time, in this office doing work. Maybe I'll be sitting outside on the deck, but I'm still kind of in the one place just working all the time. So last week was actually a gym deload week for me, and I thought, well, why not also make this a mental deload week or whatever you want to call it? And I just focused on tasks that were kind of lower mental impact. So things that don't require intense concentration, things that don't get my heart rate up and increase my anxiety, like looking at client work or something like that, all the urgent stuff. And instead focusing on some smaller tasks that have been sitting on my to-do list for ages, but never really made the cut because they weren't super important or super urgent. Instead, I just chose a few lighter tasks that had been sitting on my to-do list, but I'd just been putting them off because maybe they just weren't that important. Like I got to create some automations for my podcast that probably weren't really worth my time automating before, but I sat down and I created processes and I built automations in Integromat and Zapier, and writing processes and creating automations might not seem like relaxing light work, but I think that's because normally when you're doing that, it feels like it's pulling you away from that urgent client work. So it feels like stressful because you need to get back to whatever that important work was, whatever you felt like you needed to be doing. If you've taken that burden off yourself and said, I'm not doing any of that, working on your business in this way is actually kind of fun. It makes it a whole different experience. And, so I had a really nice week last week, and a lot of this stuff just actually became fun. And just the decision to chill out made such a big difference. Like just that mental switch saying, actually, no, this task's too stressful. I'm not doing it this week. I'm going to do it next week. Totally okay to do that. And I found that made a huge difference as well. So overall, the whole week was great. I still got plenty done. It was just lighter work and I really enjoyed it. So I think you might also benefit from doing something similar, creating your own mental deload week. Now, I know you're probably thinking there's all this work that you have to do that you absolutely cannot postpone. I'm going to challenge that. Like, even if you have client work, it's totally okay to email that client and say, hey, we've got to shift things back by a week. Yeah, you're allowed to do that. It's your business. And your mental health is really important. So, and if you've got the right clients, if you haven't already been pushing back deadlines and your clients aren't pushy people, the ones you should be working with anyway, then they're going to be totally fine with some small delays like this. Now, if you really cannot move something, just make sure you do that first, get it out of the way, and then move on with the lighter stuff. You'll be surprised how much stuff you can actually move. So I hope this video encourages you to take your own mental deload week. If you need a bit of a schedule in gym land, I guess it's 6 weeks on, 1 week off. I'm planning on making this a regular thing to line up with my lifting deload weeks as well. Have a mental deload week at the same time. get those non-stressful tasks done and actually start clearing up the to-do list. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, and let me know when you're scheduling your mental deload week. That's it for this video. I'm Jimmy from jimmyrose.me and Content Snare. If you would like to learn more about time management, productivity, and automating your business, please hit that subscribe button below, and I'll see you in the next video.